Hello there, friends. It's your favorite neighborhood nerd, Simone. I'm sharing with you a quick flip through of the Hours Research Project Weekly Journal 2026. I purchased this on a whim. I decided that this was going to be my creative journal for 2026. And yeah, we will see how that is going to go. I wanted something bigger than a standard size traveler's notebook, but something smaller than the Take a Note that is actually covering 1 week in 2 spreads, so 4 A5 pages. This covers 1 week in 2 A5 pages, so 1 spread. And I'm not sure why I didn't think of this for 2025. It would have been an easier step up than from a standard size traveler's notebook to a not just same amount of pages, just a little bigger, to double the amount of pages and bigger. But you live and learn, and I failed not just with the amount of pages that I would want to cover every week, but also with the paper. And when I learned that the Hours Research Journal has Huva Huva paper, which I have no idea what that is, I watched a video by Stationary Dumpling by Carol, where she did some pen tests on this for the 2025 version of this journal. And that looked really fascinating and super, the pens worked really well on this, that I decided, you know what, let me give it a try. I watched the video, I pre-ordered the planner, and that was that. Now, since then, Hours Studio has actually come out with a Instagram video reel, I'm not really sure what post, where they shared the pen test for the 2026 journal, and they were not very happy about the way the paper behaved. It is supposedly the same paper as last time, but it completely disappointed them. And I think they even offered people to request refunds and cancel their pre-order if they didn't want this journal. I'm not sure if that is 100% true, but this is what I feel I remember from those posts. Now, obviously, I was disappointed, but I worked with this last year and it wasn't good. So I thought, you know what, I've changed back to using one black pen in here. Let's just try it and see how it works. I want to quickly flip through, show you the different segments, and then spend most of the time on testing the pens. This is what is included in this journal. These are small little cards that you can put into this plastic cover here, and they fit in here. So there's little slits here so that you can slide them in, as well as these types of cards. That there is slits for here. So let's just remove this. What I think is really cool about this is that you are getting a full planner with a cover and you don't have to buy anything extra. This is what the journal looks like without the cover, which I really like this. It doesn't need a cover for me. Maybe I'm actually even going to use it without. And then you have this inside cover. I could make my own if I wanted to. But this is what this looks like, and you can slide these postcards in here. I'm not really sure if I'm totally behind that French stuff that's on here. I don't really know the meaning behind it. This is the 5th edition of this, so they have done this for 5 years now. And I have been following them for 5 years, and I've always really liked it, but I'm not sure why I never went with it when that was an option. Weird how that goes sometimes. But this is what it would look like. And you could totally put something else on top. I really love stickering my things up. So I'm not sure how and what I'm going to do with it. But I'm going to leave it in the cover for now. Well, actually, I'm not going to put it back right now because I want to look at this with you and not spend too much time on this. The flyleaf here that connects the cover to the book is blue. And then we have this title page, says 2026, La Bonne Étoile, Research Project Weekly Journal by Our Studio since 2017. Ours logo. There is the 12 months for 2026, I believe, printed here. The printing is really small, I have found. And if you're not good, if your vision isn't good, this is not really for you. This is tiny. Isn't there a point thing in here? To me, it looks like it's even smaller than the 6 point here. So it's tiny. It looks good. The presentation is actually really amazing. It's very, very minimal, and I really like that. Gives a lot of space for stuff that I can put there. And then you have monthlies, which again, super minimal. There is Monday through Sunday schedule. You have a grid. The days of that month are printed in black. The days of the previous month or the following month are printed in gray. And there's no Sunday indicator, no weekend, no holidays in here at all. So this gives you a lot of options to use this any way you want. You have the 12 monthlies. It does not, like many other planners, well, this is a journal, so it's not a planner. So maybe that's something that needs to be kept in mind. This is not necessarily thought out with the planner in mind, but more with the journaler in mind. So a journaler wouldn't necessarily need maybe the December or months in the following year, and you don't get that here. So just the 12 months for the year, which is perfect. You have plans for 2026. You have the weekly planner. I would call this actually weekly journal, but that's just me. And the weekly planner looks like this. This says December to January over here in somebody's handwriting. This says January. There's always one. No, that's not true. There's also colors right here. But there's one image that is a design by them that is printed right here. It indicates which week of the year it is. And then you have the monthly below this again. The monthly does not signal which week we are talking about. And then each day is this size. It goes from Monday to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The month is printed on top here. The day of the number of the day is below. And then this says 11:10, this says 11:11, 11:12, 11:13. I am not really sure what that is supposed to mean. Maybe it has something to do with the moon phases because they're printed in here as well. I'm not really when I go outside and I go potty with Max and it's light, then I know that the moon is fuller than when it's really dark, because then there is not a lot of moon to be seen. That's the only way that I'm connecting to the moon phases at all. Maybe I should change that. I don't know. So you have the monthly number here on top, and then on the bottom, the day. You have the day of the week printed right here. And then each day, this is stupid to show you here. I think I like it better when it lays flatter. Each day is basically 1/4 of one A5 page. There is a free space up here, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dotted lines. And that's all you get for each day. Every day is the same. Again, there's no holidays in here. Saturday and Sunday look exactly the same as the rest of the week. You could put some resolutions for the week right here. If you've seen my journals, which I have, this is one from 2024. This is, for instance, a weekly vertical one where I journaled like this. Mine look really different. There's a tip in here, so I journaled even more. Every week looks different. I haven't so I fill it up all the way. And for me, these things are more like anchor points than actual a guide on how to use the planner. But I probably will most likely try my hand at this suggested weekly spread and see how I feel about it. Then, well, the month is indicated right here, as well as over here with a tab, and you can see it moves down the side all the way to December, and then you get the year in full. The 31st of December is on a Thursday, so we have 53 weeks in here. There's no more and no less weeks other than all of the days of 2026. And then how is your 2026 is right here. And then we have free note. We have frame note, gift note, card folder, free note, color note. This one, I feel like this looks like a journal of a biologist or something who collects specimens and then journals about them. I like this. I'm not sure how I would use this. I hope there will come things that I want to document in here. This is a gift notes list, so you could put here from, to, content, date, and then you have, this is numbered. The Hours journal is inspired by the Japanese elementary school summer homework called Free Research. The idea is to do one small thing each week, hoping for moments of excitement during the research process. By handwriting, we turn these little pieces of life into beacons of daily would also be fun. Beacons of daily living. And this is lists all the way to 5 on each page. And then we have this card folder that you could put business cards maybe. Again, not sure how I would want to use this, but I hope that it will come whenever I have something that I think I want to put here. Then there is grid pages with frames for free note, and lastly, color notes. And that's the paper that I would like to try out. This journal belongs to, and Okay, so I need some pencil board kind of thing to lay underneath. And I am going to test watercolor. I am going to test stamps. I am going to test some of the pens in here as well as some of my fountain pens. All right, let's start with the things that I am currently using mostly in my planner, my journal, which would be these two. This is the Wren as well as the Lumos Duo by Tom Studio. They are all filled with De Atramentis Document Black ink. So I am going to just go ahead. Tom's Okay, I'm super curious. Okay, so where I'm using a lot of pressure, or where I'm setting, not taking off the nib, the tip of the nib right away, there is some spots that bleed through, like small spots. It's not a full set of bleedy things. Let's use another De Atramentis, but with this needlepoint and Architect. So this is Architect, and I can see that it's feathering right here. Not so much with the Architect writing, which is interesting. This is a TWSBI Mini, and this was ground by Kirk Spear. And again, this is De Atramentis. Document Black. Very curious. Yeah. So there's a lot of ghosting right here happening. That's kind of sad, actually, because that's what I was hoping to use. We will see how this is going to go. I'm going to cry a little in my bed tonight. Let's just use this watercolor. Let's see how it reacts with water. This is kind of very coated paper. It gets wet and then very like you can see these dots here that happens when some of the paper fiber comes up, kind of. Yeah, I don't know. This is this is definitely a nope, so I would not be able to use my watercolors in here. It also, like, comes all the way through so that there is no boundary at all. That is sad, man. Super sad. So let's continue with the fountain pens, but also I'm already annoyed. Like, what other pens would I be able to use if this doesn't work? Maybe I could only use Uni Jetstreams. Well, we have one. This is the black. Blue. Red. And then this is the Uni. So obviously this works. There is nothing. There is, maybe you can feel the impression of the pen on the paper, but there's no bleed through. So let's bombard this with some heavy pens. This is a scythe nib. Hold your horses. This is like an architect nib. This is Sailor ink, Sailor pen, Sailor nib, Sailor ink, and a scythe nib, and it's feathering. So I would assume that it completely bleeds through. I'm just gonna continue using these. I don't think I would be able to do a swatch in here if the ink already works like this badly in here. This is a mix and a monarch nib. I can also add this line at the bottom right here, maybe another one. Then we have a pilot gold nib, medium. It's, wow, look at, you can even see the paper fiber. Let me see if I zoom in closer. Haha. Can you see the dots here? That is how bad this paper is. It's like, okay, never mind, it's not gonna work. Pilot medium. And the ink is Colorverse. Do we want to pull it up? Yep. Can you see it? This is all the fountain pens that I used here. So none of these will be usable in here. Now the question that I will have to ask myself now that I am experiencing this is, what am I going to do? This is Pilot Iroshizuku. It's already feathering, I can see that right here. And this is a SIG medium nib. Oh, I have another Iroshizuku ink with a super wet pen here. Oh, I also have a medium Pelikan nib. I mean, we already know what's going to happen with this. This is again Pilot Iroshizuku. I'm just doing this for fun, but we already know this is not it. This is not going to work. So there we have a Pelikan medium gold nib. This is fat and wet. This is Diamine, Writer's Blood, and a medium nib. Here is Fire Opal. It's a Monteverde ink with a titanium nib. You can see how wet this is and how it creates dots. Man, this box. So I'm actually just not going to continue testing my pens because we can already see here that it's not going to work. Like, not at all. I can use, I'm going to stamp, but I'm going to tell you my first impressions really soon. I was hoping it wasn't going to be this bad, but unfortunately it is. So let's use VersaFine, which is my favorite stamping ink. It is very detail-y. Let's use maybe two different ones, maybe this one and then this down here. This is an owl because it's very, there's a lot of surface that needs to be stamped. Maybe we should use the bear. The bear is so cute. This is finer lines or maybe a writing. Dear Fall, I love you. We could do that. So let's not use the moon. Oh, look, moon faces that we don't give two flying Fs about. So I'm gonna put this over to this side, and then I'm gonna put the text right next to it, but then I will also stamp Sachi-Hata inks in the next box. This actually looks crisp and nice. What the heck? Wow, I did not expect this to stamp. So now maybe I'm back to the drawing board. I have to sleep on this, unfortunately. I was so excited for this, and now I'm like, ugh. Nope. This is the other color that I'm going to test. It's a dark Sachi-Hata ink. I'm gonna stamp exactly the same stamps and see what it looks like when I'm turning the page around. And then maybe I need to try some other like media to see what I could use if I decide to use it, because I mean the Uni Jetstream works. The thinner Tom Studio pens work. No, that wasn't good stamping also. The stamping works, so that could be a thing. I couldn't sketch at all unless I would just use black ink with the Jetstream. Okay, so what other things do I have in my... I have these Sig dot things. I have these. I have the Sailor Shikiori brush pens, if they still work. I have a Sarasa Zebra Sarasa clip in 05. What else do we have here? Oh my gosh, I want to try this, even though this is not really, like, I don't think it's gonna work. A Papermate Flare, maybe this sign pen. Okay, do I have anything else? Maybe these. Did I pull out a click art? Yes, I did. And then I have these ones. Yeah, and then maybe these Uni Style Fit, if they still work. I've had these for years, didn't use them. So, so I'm going to only use this page up here, even though it doesn't really matter, because what am I going to use the rest for? Let's put this lid on. This is dangerous material here otherwise. So Where is my pencil board? Moved. Let's use this. Okay, so dots, zig, clean color. What is this? This is the, it doesn't even say it in any language that I can read. Obviously, as you can see, I cannot manage this brush very well. This doesn't look as bad as the fountain pen inks though, which is interesting because I would have guessed that this is a Papermate. Now, all the pens that I pulled out of my secret non-fountain pen drawer are quite a few years old. They are not the best. Quality still. Some might have dried out, so if maybe they're not as juicy as they might have been. This is a Sipa fine liner. I have won this also several years ago. It's a felt tip pen. In Germany we call these fine liners. Felt tip. Zebra Sarasa. I don't know if they still work. With an S. This seems to work. Yeah, you can see that many of these aren't the best. Zebra, Click Art, some kind of color. Then we have these. Let's put the Shikiori brush pens down here. These ones are much easier to handle. They look like they're wetter. Sailor. And then this is the Pentel sign. Oh yeah, I can see you cringe because I'm abusing this pen. I'm super sorry. I guess this was it. Okay. So let's turn this page around. Oh my God, did I not even show you what I was doing? I hope I wasn't. I hope I was showing you what I was doing. Let's zoom back out. Oh, let's hope I can zoom back out. But so here's what I did. Zig clean color dot. This brush here. I think it's a, maybe it says on here. No, it's a weird brush with black ink in it. Papermate Flare, fine liner felt tip brush, Zig clean color dot. Zebra Click Art is down here. The Zebra Sarasa is over here. The Sipa fine liner felt tip pen is this one, is that here, and then the Papermate Flare is this. Then we have the Sailor Shikiori brush pen is down here. And then, oh, I did not use this one yet. And then we have the Pentel sign pen. And then let's just try these and see if they still work. Yeah, not really, but these look like they would. Let's see if anything of this works. Nope. I guess I can get rid of some of my refills. I do have another one. Oh, look what I also found is a Papermate Inkjoy. It's not even opened yet. Oh, that would be a juicy pen then. Didn't click those. Oh, these were included in a stationery selection box. These are join dots. This is going to bleed through probably. The thing that I was actually looking for, I have two of these multi-ball pens, multi-things, but I can't find the other one. So let's quickly turn it around and look. The Shikiori brush pen has dots. The sign pen is better than the brush bled through the dots on the Zig, but the click art bled through or ghosted the rest of these pens, but actually worked. So yeah, we will talk about this later. So I'm fed and trying to get all of this in frame. Yeah, it's all here. Like the only thing that doesn't really work is fountain pens. Now, I know I'm a fountain pen freak. But let's look at my journal from last week. I only used the black pens for journaling. The rest is actually wooden pencil here. I glued stuff in. I'm like low-key thinking that, well, I really want to try this. That's number one. I really want to try this format. I don't think that our studio is happy with the paper as it is right now. So I'm thinking that they're going to do something different next year, or make sure the quality of the paper is up to their expectations and standards. Now, that's for me. Oh, I'm like, maybe it's the moon cycle, but this is 625, 626, 627, 628, 629, 630, 701, 702. What does that mean? So if you know what this under here means, please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm super curious. So I'm like, I have pens. In order to be able to use this without pens that bleed through, I don't think I would have to buy anything new. I can stamp, I can glue, I can use even these Papermate Inkjoys work. There is no, like here you see these black dots. None of these have that. These dots here, yes. the Zebra Sarasa will work. I'm like, I can just use something else. I don't like. Okay, well then I guess I'm not using fountain pens or these pens in my creative journal. Is that going to be like, am I going to cry about it? Maybe a little? But is it going to like be a thing, be a problem? I don't actually really think so. And so even though I'm a little disappointed, I'm also, yeah, you know what? I'm just going to use something else that is in my stash. And I'm not as devastated as I thought I was going to be when I saw these fountain pens bleed through here. So I think I'm going to be okay just starting with other pens. I'm low-key excited to just have a reason to pull out all of these things and use them. So I guess I'm low-key disappointed, but also low-key excited for the opportunities that is creating for me. Will I be using less fountain pens? Well, let's look at the last time that I used fountain pens. Okay, well, last week. I used a fountain pen as an accent color. The week before, I did not. The week before, I did not. Oh, no, I did. Right here. And here. But it's minimal. It's so minimal that I don't think it would be problematic for me to just switch the color to another pen that works. Yeah, so here, same here. There's blue right here, but that's all. So if I don't like it, I can always come back here and continue in this. It's definitely an interesting turn of events. I did not expect this to be so bad. But also, I'm really excited for the format that I'm going to try. And I'm going to go and give it my best shot with the items that I have available to me and see if I can make it work. And if I cannot, then I guess it was a great try and I will get it again if the paper is better. Yeah. Weird. Did you buy one of these? Did you have one this year? I would really love to see how people use their research journals and what they do with it. So if you have any examples or leave them in the comments down below. Let me know how you would use it, if you like the layout, if it is inspiring to you, or if it doesn't spark your creativity at all. I'd love to hear this, and I would also love to hear what you would do with this. Is this completely off-putting to you, or are you adventurous and thinking that, oh well, we'll see what happens? Let me know in the comments down below. I will hope to see you again soon. Until then, bye.